Hi, I'm Pat Munson with the Kokomo Perspective, and I'm here with Dave Du Bois, Director of the Kokomo Family YMCA. Welcome, Dave.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We're here today to talk about a big donation to the YMCA by St. Joseph Hospital. I know it's big news. It's out this week in our Kokomo Perspective on the front page. You'll be looking at that today or tomorrow. And Dave, tell me a little bit about how St. Joe came to the table with a donation of this size.
Well, we're really excited about it, first of all, and we're extremely thankful, obviously, to St. Joe and their leadership for this gift. We've been talking to Kathy Young and her leadership team for quite some time about ways that the Y and the hospital might work together as we move forward into the new building. So as a natural kind of part of that conversation, Kathy had called us in a couple of months ago and informed us that they wanted to come along as a major donor to the campaign. And we were extremely excited. We were thrilled that beyond some ongoing long-term partnership, they were also going to participate financially as a major partner. So, so it kind of came about as a series of conversations over the last year or so.
And this is a really nice shot in the arm for what you're calling the silent phase of your fundraising right now. You've been doing this for about, what, 3-4 months now, actively?
Yes, actively.
And the response early has been very good, as I understand it.
Yes, the response has been excellent, and it's always good in a silent phase of a campaign to get those nice major size gifts that you're talking about early on, because it builds momentum. It encourages others to participate as well at a major level. When you're talking about a $15 million campaign, Pat, you're talking about you need some significant major donors. So it's always good early to get a couple of those on board, and so St. Joe was one of the very first. In fact, it was the first public kind of gifts. So we're excited about that, and certainly thrilled that they came along board with us.
Now, it's going to be a while before people can donate freely to this campaign. It's really not at the individual level yet, or the membership level. You're still at the corporate level or the institutional level. In your timeline, how does this donation move you along?
Well, I think the way that it moves us along is simply to allow us to continue. You know, our hope is that this gift will spur some other gifts as well, some other people who have the capacity and the interest in the project, frankly, to participate at this level. So hopefully it'll help encourage some others to work through that. We are working in the silent phase of the campaign through the remainder of the spring and into the summer. We'll wrap this part up according to our timeline prior to, of course, the United Way campaign, which we were on in their blackout period.
Sure.
So we will be wrapping it up by then, and then the community as a whole will have an opportunity sometime after the first of the year next year to participate.
So do you have a target number in mind when you hit September 1st that you'd like to see pledged?
Well, all the experts have targets and what we should be at.
Sure.
And I mean, we'd love to be at $10 or $12 million. Would be great. And I think it's possible, certainly, and we're certainly putting forth a lot of effort to make sure we get there. But whether we actually do or not is another thing entirely. We have a pretty good idea that wherever we're at when we finish the silent phase of the campaign is going to be about 80% of what we'll raise total. That's basically what happens.
So you really would like to see that big number, that 10 or 12. That's not a pipe dream. That's a real number that you'd like to see by September.
That's a number that we want to see.
So you need a lot more St. Joseph hospitals, basically, to line up, right?
Exactly.
And you've been out there banging doors.
Absolutely, we have. We've got. We've been we've been actively soliciting. In other words, actively asking people to support the campaign financially for about 3 or 4 months, as you said. But we've actually been working on the campaign, doing some cultivation of these major gifts for well over a year. And so we've done several events that have helped us to walk along that. We've met with 100 people who have capacity to do major gifts like this. And so we're continuing to work that process. We will through, again, the remainder of the spring, winter, I guess, and spring, almost spring. And
not fast enough.
Not fast enough. And then into the summer, of course.
So at what point do you go, hey, let's go ahead and break ground? Where do you have to complete your campaign? Or I know there are some campaigns out there that once they hit a certain funding level, they go ahead and start the construction process.
I think that's largely a local decision. Okay, so different Ys will do different things. And for us, our hope is that we will begin, once we've finished the community campaign, that we will begin sometime after the first year next year, we'll begin construction. Our goal right now is to begin construction at the spring thaw of 2014. So a little over a year from now, it's our hope to stick a shovel in the ground and begin construction.
That'll be great. Now, right now, as we said, individuals aren't going to be able to donate officially to the campaign. What can we be doing right now to help push this campaign along, though, as individuals?
Well, it's not that they can't, Pat, but we're not doing that part of the campaign yet.
Right.
If somebody walked in the front door and said, I have a check that I'd like to make to the campaign, certainly we're going to accept that. And we've had a few of those, actually, that have happened. And certainly that's okay. We'll accept that and put that into our fundraising capital account. But short of that, right now, I would encourage people to be positive and energetic. This is, again, as we talked about last week, Pat, much more than just a new Y, although obviously that's very important to us. But we believe that this is part of a larger project that is going to have long-standing impact in this community, into the lives of people, not just through the Y, but through the people that we can touch and influence and all that kind of stuff. The parking is going to be resolved for downtown, not only for the Y. There's a lot of others who, parking's an issue down here. So we're excited about being part of this really, really big thing. So continue to be positive about it, energetic and enthusiastic about it. For those who are so inclined, I'd love, and the Y would love to have your prayers about this project, about our leadership, about going forward. So for those that are inclined, I would personally love that, as well as the Y. We would love that. And then again, just be ready when we come to step in whatever role every person can do individually. Just step into that and be ready.
So what's the price tag to call it the Pat Muncie YMCA?
Well, that's a good question. The price tag on that's pretty large.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably large. There's well into seven figures. How's that? Okay.
Wow. So, but it is for sale then. A naming convention.
Well, our idea right now, Pat, to be honest with you, is most people know that the county has stepped in and offered some support as well, and the city has been a partner of ours since the very beginning. So our hope is that the YMCA itself, our official legal name, will be something that honors both of those entities. Kokomo Howard County YMCA, something like that.
Gotcha.
And so we want to do that. But there's a lot of opportunities to put your name on the building, and they start as I'll say small as a $25,000 gift to name something within the Y.
So I could get a hallway for 25 grand.
That's right. And then they go all the
Pat Muncie bathroom stall.
That's right.
That was only $5,000.
That's right. So you joke, but I actually asked about that at one point. So yes, and then it'll go all the way to, there's pieces of the building that are going to have $1 million plus a $2 million price tag on them, $3 million price tag, if you will, and just a naming opportunity. And there'll be very extremely visible pieces of the facility, of course.
Great. Now, how many members do you have in the current YMCA?
We have about just under 6,000. We're approaching 6,000.
Wow,
yeah, we have had an exceptional last 2 years. We struggled like most of the community did for 3 years, but for the last 2 years this is the highest number of members we've had in years and years and years and years. We've hovered right around 5,000 for many years in the middle 2000s, but we're about 5,800 currently.
Do you think that's in anticipation of a new facility? Does that help drive some of that membership?
I'm sure the excitement and the discussion that's been out there in the community has driven some of that, people are feeling a little bit better for the most part about the economy, what's happening out there. Maybe there's a little bit more stability, or as we refer to the new normal, what the new normal is for Kokomo and Howard County. Right. People are coming to understand what that is and get their equilibrium back. So I think that's some of it, but I think there's some that's driven because this is exciting. This is cool. We are building the new Y, by the way, just to put this in comparison. We are building and designing the new Y to house as many as 10 to 12,000. Not at one time, obviously,
Right.
but to handle a capacity membership of 10 to
So
12,000.
it's a great growth potential
It's
in the
a
new
great,
facility.
yes, yes it is.
Great. All right. So if people want more information about the Kokomo Family YMCA, how do they go about getting that?
They can certainly they can call the Y. They can send me an email if they have questions specifically about the campaign. Love to have them email me.
And your email address?
My email is dave.dubois, that's DUBOIS, at kokomoymca.org.
All right. And the phone number, just in case?
It is 457-4447.
And they can get information about programs, they can get information about the building project or anything else that they might have an interest in related to the YMCA.
Absolutely.
All right. Dave Du Bois, thanks a lot for coming in
Pat,
today.
thank you so much. I appreciate the
All right.
opportunity.
Back to the rest of the show.